Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. My name is Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. I am coming to you live from the gym here at Natick High School in Natick, Massachusetts. Here to bring you live coverage of tonight's high school varsity girls basketball contest between the hosting Red Hawks of Natick High School and the visiting Brookline High Warriors. One second. All right, it's Bay State Conference basketball here tonight in Natick. Brookline hoping to bounce back from a narrow loss against a highly ranked Braintree squad. That loss dropped Brookline to 5-7 in terms of their overall record, but their power ranking actually went up. In the MIAA Division I power rankings that were updated just this morning, Brookline came out 21st in the rankings, but they're going to have their work cut out for them today as they take on a Natick team that has already, through 13 games, doubled their win total from last year. Last year, the Red Hawks went 5-14. This year, 10-3 through their first 13 games, ranked 5th in this morning's power rankings. And of course, back in the season opener on December 13th, these two teams faced off in Brookline, and Natick won handily by a final score of 59-33. So Brookline certainly hoping for a better result today. As we get ready for this one, I remind you, I am happy to say that this broadcast is brought to you in part by Esch Dental, located in Coolidge Corner. Book your next dental appointment with local dentist and BHS sports parent Dr. Brandon Esch for the non-corporate personalized dentistry our community deserves. Call 617-566-0103 or go online to eschdental.com to find out more and book your appointment. Once again, that's 617-566-0103 or go online to easchdental.com. All that information you can find in the description section down below. Well, some of you might have noticed that I've currently got my my manual score bug in the bottom left corner of the screen where I usually have a scoreboard cam. I am planning on setting up a scoreboard cam like normal, but my phone is currently updating its software, so it's gonna take a few minutes. I'm hoping it'll be ready sometime during pregame, starting lineups, national anthem, things of that nature. We got about 2 minutes before we get this one underway. And so I am going to hit our intro video. From Natick, Massachusetts, it's Warriors versus Red Hawks. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan, and you are watching Brookline High Basketball. Hands off. Agakic tries for three and hits it. Nothing but net from Nefeli Agakic. Picked up her dribble, somehow gets past away to Matarazza, throws it into a cutting Kimbrough for two. Take a look at Matarazza. The no-look pass as Jada Kimbrough evades the steal there, runs in, kicks out Wheeler, corner three, swish! Huge make for Ivy Wheeler. Abercamp throws it up top to Cheerwar. They're still looking around. Stolen by Makaleski. Makaleski stole the ball. And time ticks away. Brookline victorious on their home floor. All right, we're about to get starting lineups and the start of this ball game.
Good evening, fans, and welcome to the Natick High School Field House for tonight's Wednesday Conference basketball game between the Warriors of Brookline High School and the Red Hawks of Natick High School. We're pleased to welcome you. We wish to remind you that this contest is being played by young athletes, not professionals, who are trying to represent themselves and their school to the best of their ability. Please don't interfere, criticize, or downgrade players, coaches, or the officials. We request that all cheering be civil-witted. Please let's all make this event a positive experience for all. Here are tonight's starting five. To start first with Brookline at guard number 3, Jada Kimbrough. At guard number 12, Skylar Gillespie. At guard, she's the captain number 1, Olivia Zanini. At guard, she's the captain number 13, Natalie Agakich. And at forward, she's the captain number 21, Olivia Mataraza. The head coach is Kendall Jones. And now introducing starting five, your Natick Red Hawks. At guard number 15, Bridget Cole. At forward number 20, Ava Brookline. At guard forward, she's the captain number 12, Kira Henderson. At center, she's the captain number 24, Sammy Collins. And at guard, she's the captain number 25, Olivia Penn. Assistant coach Georgette Smith, Sonny Bell, head coach is Boris Cohen. Now, fans, would all please rise for the playing of our national anthem.
All right, those were our starting lineups and national anthem. And as you can see, as I said, I was able to get my classic scoreboard cam up and running just in time for this one to get started. Five starters for each side coming out onto the floor. For Brookline, Izzy Wood, Jada Kimbrough, Skylar Makaluski, Nefeli Agakich, and Olivia Mataraza. For Natick, I see number 12, Kira Henderson, number 15, Bridget Pohl, number 20, Kayla Dunlap, number 24, Sammy Collins, and number 25, Olivia Penn. The opening tip goes to Natick. Henderson runs in, blocked on the drive by Nefeli Agakich. Loose ball, last touched by Agakich, and it will stay with the Red Hawks. Bridget Pohl to inbound. She had a team-high 16 points for Natick the last time they faced off against Brookline. She inbounds back to Penn. Penn swings it around. Pole tries for three and is off the mark. Rebound by Kayla Dunlap. Dunlap kicks it out to Penn as Natick resets with a fresh shot clock. Now this is Henderson with it. Gives it over to Pole. Pole to Penn, back out to Henderson. Now thrown up to Pole, inside Penn, backdoor Sammy Collins, missed on the reverse. Rebound collected by Aga Kitch. Aga Kitch in transition, gives out to Matarazza, steps in, long two is good. Olivia Matarazza had 19 points the last time Brookline faced Natick. She's got her first 2 points of tonight's game. Natick working it around the perimeter. Henderson gives it to Dunlap, down low to Collins. Collins across the baseline to Pole. Pole tries the jumper, no good. Collins, the offensive board, kicks out. Dunlap running in, kicks it out to Pole, over to Henderson, tries for three, no good. Rebound by Skylar Makaluski, and they're going to call a reach foul there on Kayla Dunlap. Dunlap, a freshman, got 12 points for Natick in their win over Brookline back in December. Long inbound goes up to Makaluski. Makaluski getting swarmed, trying to escape. She needs to pass it away to somebody, and it's stolen. Henderson missed the fast break layup. Rebound is tipped in the direction of Izzy Wood, who takes off running with it, gives to Matarazza. Matarazza looking around, gives out to Aga Kitch, tries for a three from the top and hits it. Nefeli Aga Kitch, who had just 1 point in the season opener against Natick, now has 3 tonight. Henderson gives to Pole, who tries for three, no good. Rebound, Aga Kitch. Aga Kitch walking it up. Sees a lane, starts to drive, kicks out. Makaluski, the step back three is short, and it's ultimately rebounded by Olivia Penn. Penn throws it up to Henderson, open. Again whiffs on the layup. Offensive board by Bridget Pole, who finally gets the Red Hawks on the board. Inbound goes to Matarazza. Long pass across to Makaluski. Makaluski brings it up across half court. Gives over to Kimbrough. Kimbrough hands off to Makaluski, who hands off to Wood. Wood gives to Aga Kitch, who fakes, now drives. She's got a lane going up and in. And a timeout is called. Nefeli Aga Kitch with 5 quick points here in the first quarter. And you can see that she is reading the floor well so far. That's the second time that she's been able to get a good drive to her right, just going up that right vertical line of the key there. The first time she ended up kicking out, giving an open three to Makaluski, which didn't quite work out, but that time the lane was wide open for her and she just went to the hole and finished. Five points for Aga Kitch, 2 for Matarazza for Brookline. For Natick, 2 points from Bridget Pole. And we'll see what kind of adjustments Natick makes out of this timeout. Primarily on the defensive side, because offensively, Natick's been able to find some open looks. They just haven't been hitting them. But defensively, you know their coach wants them to do a little better than the last couple possessions. Sammy Collins throws it across the baseline to Dunlap. Dunlap kicks it out to Henderson. Henderson swings it over to Pole. Down low to Collins. Collins way back out to Henderson. Now over to Dunlap. Dunlap looking around, gives to Henderson. Back to Dunlap. Dunlap back to Henderson. Back to Dunlap. Fakes, nowhere to go. Back out to Henderson. They're running out of shot clock. Dunlap gives to Henderson. Chucks a desperate three. No good off the front rim. Rebound by Aga Kitch. Great defensive possession for Brookline as Natick couldn't find anywhere to go. Aga Kitch chucks it over to Kimbrough. Kimbrough looking for an option. Throws it to Makaluski. Makaluski hits a wall and throws that one. It goes wild and out of bounds as Makaluski was trying to throw it out throw it around the coverage of the double team, and it just kind of slipped out of her hands. Henderson with the ball for Natick, gives it to Pole. Pole throws to the corner to Collins. Collins throws back out to Henderson. Henderson gives to Penn. Penn to the corner. Pole tries for three. No good. Rebound by Kimbrough. Kimbrough running with it in transition, picking up speed. Pass is intercepted by Pole as she was trying to look for Matarazza on that one. And a quick pass up to Kayla Dunlap, who hits her first bucket of the night. 7-4 now the score. Matarazza deflected on the pass, taken away by Dunlap, given to Pole, who hits the layup as the press defense pays off in spades for Natick. Matarazza getting swarmed again and gets a pass away this time to Makaluski. Makaluski throws, intercepted again by Pole. Another steal for Natick as Pole throws up to Dunlap, who does not hit the fast break layup but now draws a foul. Brookline had some early momentum in the first couple of minutes, but Natick storming right back here with a chance to potentially tie and take the lead with Kayla Dunlap going to the line. And she hits the first of two. Substitutions for Natick. Number 23, Addie Roby, and number 33, Katie McMahon into the game, replacing Kira Henderson and Sammy Collins. And 1 for 2 at the line, but an offensive board by McMahon. Gives out to Roby, now out to Penn. Across to Pole to the corner. Dunlap tries for three and hits it. Kayla Dunlap able to turn a pair of free throws into effectively 4 points as Makaluski is trapped. Barely gets a pass away to Agakich. Throws it over to Kimbrough. Tries for three. No good off the front rim. Rebound collected by Roby. Roby chucks it up to McMahon. McMahon looking around. Pass out to Penn. Penn swings it across to Pole inside McMahon. McMahon looking around. Pass out Penn. Throw to the corner Roby. Back out to Penn. Now across to Roby, over to Penn. Now to Dunlap into the corner Pole. Inside McMahon. McMahon turnaround jumper, no good. A rebound by Roby. Pass out, disrupted by Izzy Wood, and gets the favorable deflection off Penn as Brookline will take possession of the ball. Brookline has got to find a way to better get past Natick's press defense. And Izzy Wood sprints through it herself, goes inside, layup's no good, but draws a foul. You know, Izzy Wood has had her ups and downs in terms of pure scoring this season. But one thing that's been consistent is her speed and her ball handling abilities have made her a great tool for Brookline to work against aggressive press defenses. And in fact, Wood was second on the team in scoring in their last game against Natick. She had 6 points. The only other player besides Matarazza to hit multiple shots from the field in that entire game. As she goes 2 for 2 at the line there, Brookline cuts the Natick lead down to 1, 10-9 the score. Pole throws it across to Dunlap into the corner to Roby. Up top to Penn, and Penn travels. Another tough turnover for Natick. For Brookline, Olivia Zanini, who has checked in alongside Ivy Wheeler. It'll be Zanini inbounding. Gives to Wood. Wood walks it up. Off a screen, lost the ball. Picked loose by Dunlap. Thrown up from Pole to Dunlap. Fast break layup, no good. Good patient defense by Olivia Zanini. Didn't go over aggressive. Left her opponent room to make a mistake. Agakich now with the ball, getting trapped, passes away to Wood. Wood steps in, tries a three ball from the top, banks it in. Izzy Wood gives Brookline the lead, 12-10. Wood with 5 points already tonight. Now a throw inside to McMahon, layup is good. Another good find on the pass by Bridget Pole as Katie McMahon, who had 7 against Brookline last time, has her first 2. Another steal by Pole, and she hits the layup and draws the foul. Brookline has got to do a better job working against that full court press that Natick applies, And they've got to do a better job keeping an eye on Bridget Pohl while they're on offense. And really on both sides, they got to keep an eye on Bridget Pohl. Just a sophomore, but you can see from these early minutes just how effective she is on both ends of the floor as she hits the and one and now has a team-high 7 points. The inbound goes to Agakic, throws across to Matarazza, gives to Zanini. Zanini gives back to Matarazza, juggled it a bit, but runs in and hits the left-handed layup. 4 points now for Matarazza, as running in is McMahon, who hits the layup and draws the foul. Natick responding fast every time up the floor. Katie McMahon now with 4 points, going to try for 5, as number 4, Denai Williams, checks in for the Redhawks. McMahon hits the and one, she's got 5. Natick leads 18-14, and my scoreboard cam stopped working. As they call a travel on Matarazza there. Okay, that looks better. As you can see now, a minute left, 18-14. Penn over to Williams, back to Penn, throws over to Dunlap. Dunlap out to Williams, over to Penn, Penn back to Williams, fakes, hits a wall, gives back to Penn. Penn drives, throws a pass, tipped a couple times, and it's picked up by Pohl. Thrown up to McMahon. McMahon is forced into a jump ball as she juggled that pass, and Matarazza got her hands on it. Agakic into Wheeler, quickly back to Agakic, chucks it up to Matarazza, and up to Zanini as they bust the press, across to Wood. Wood mid-range jumper, no good. Rebound by McMahon. And now bringing it up is Pohl. Pohl throws it into the corner to Dunlap, up top to Penn. Swings it over to the other corner to Pohl. Pohl looking around, chucks it across to Dunlap, now over to Penn. Penn throws back door to Pohl. Pohl tried to fit a pass through, but missed. Lost out of bounds. It'll be Brookline ball with 6 seconds left here in the first. Chucks a long one, intercepted by Penn, intercepted back by Agakic, runs up and chucks one from half court, no good. Might have had a couple more seconds to run with it, but ultimately her shot comes up short. Our score at the end of the first quarter, the Natick High Redhawks 18, the Brookline High Warriors 14. During this break between quarters, I remind you this broadcast is brought to you in part by Esch Dental. Does anxiety keep you from seeking the dental care you need? You are not alone. Esch Dental gets it. They get you. Esch Dental in Coolidge Corner offers many options for management of dental anxiety. Go online to eschdental.com or call 617-566-0103 to book your consultation. Once again, that's eschdental.com or call 617-566-0103. And you can find that information in the description section down below. So Brookline at least keeping pace with Natick so far, but it's going to, in past, the last time I'm pretty sure the last time these two teams faced off, they kept pace with Natick early, and then Natick just started pulling away as time went on. And it was kind of the same thing against Braintree last week. Brookline kept up with them in the first quarter, but then in the second quarter, Braintree pulled ahead and Brookline was never able to come back from that deficit. We'll see what happens here in tonight's second quarter as Natick takes the opening possession. Dunlap gives up top to Henderson, back to Dunlap, and back to Henderson. Henderson gives now to Pohl. Pohl throws it over to Henderson, going to try the open three. No good. But a rebound by McMahon, who gives it out to Henderson. Throws down baseline. McMahon, the jumper, no good. Rebound, Matarazza. Agakic walking it up. Throws it over to Zanini, tries for three, no good. And a foul is called as Matarazza collided with Penn and knocked her over. Might have been incidental contact, but when a player gets knocked over, the foul is going to get called every time. Second personal foul on Matarazza, and that could spell trouble for Brookline if she starts to get into foul trouble. Henderson gives over to Dunlap. Dunlap sees a lane, runs in, gets a pass to Pohl, almost traveled but got the pass away as Pohl steps back for a three ball, no good. Rebound to Aga Kitch. Aga Kitch starting to drive, forcing her way through, kicks out to Zanini, tries a long two, no good. Or no, that was Wheeler who tried the long three there. And now a steal by Wheeler as that pass was juggled and lost in traffic. Wheeler brings it across half court, throws to the corner to Wood. Wood dribbling through, looking, gives out to Aga Kitch. Aga Kitch setting up from the top, gives to Wood. Wood drives, forces her way through, and boy, that was an awkward shot. Taken away by the Redhawks, chucked up to Dunlap, tries a layup and banks it in. Kayla Dunlap has such a fast break up the court in those transition plays, and it makes her such a weapon for the Redhawks. Wheeler running baseline, draws a foul. Jada Kimbrough subbing back in for the Warriors, replacing Izzy Wood. For Natick, I think that's Addie Roby coming in, replacing Bridget Pohl. And Sammy Collins replacing Katie McMahon. Quick inbound to Zanini, throws inside Matarazza, back and down. And they're going to call a foul on Sammy Collins for pushing back against Matarazza there. Her first personal, second team foul here in the second quarter. Aga Kitch looking around, now gives to Zanini. Zanini throws it out to Kimbrough. Kimbrough lost the ball. And it's a jump ball. Possession arrow should go to Brookline. And it will. But a good play on the perimeter defense by Kira Henderson to knock that ball loose and force that jump ball. Aga Kitch tries to throw it through traffic, gets to Matarazza, who hits the layup. That Aga Kitch to Matarazza inbound in the post is a weapon they've gone back to again and again this season. It seemed like she had no window to fit that through, but she just barely threaded the needle on that assist. Dunlap over to Collins, into the corner. Roby gets fouled. A reach call against Ivy Wheeler. First personal foul for Ivy Wheeler. Inbound goes to Henderson. And, Roby almost let that one fly out of bounds, but it's recovered by Penn. Thrown inside to Roby. Thrown outside to Dunlap. Across to Penn. Back to Dunlap. To the corner, Roby. Inside, Collins. Turns around, throws across Henderson. Out to Penn. Over to Roby in the corner. Inside, Collins. Collins out to Penn. Penn tries a long two and banks it in. First points for Olivia Penn, who had 11 against Brookline last time. Kimbrough running up fast, blocked on the layup, but not cleanly as she's fouled by Collins. (22-16), the Natick lead. Kimbrough hits the first of two free throws, excuse me. Blah. Subbing in for Brookline, number 12, Skylar Makaluski, replacing Ivy Wheeler. Kimbrough goes 2 for 2 at the line. And it's back to a 4-point game as both teams have scored 4 points so far this quarter. Quick pass up to Henderson. They go backdoor to Roby. Across to McMahon. Layup no good. Rebound Agakich. Agakich bringing it up. Chucks it up. Matarazza touchdown. The cross-court pass from Nefeli Agakich finds Matarazza for an easy layup. Now Roby for three off the mark. Rebound Agakich. Agakich off and running with it herself. Gets fouled by Kira Henderson. Let's take a look at that last one again. Brookline got a bit of a lucky miss there on the layup by McMahon. Agakich was being swarmed by defenders, just trying to be cautious and maintain control of the ball. But once she got enough space to look up court, she saw Matarazza streaking past everybody and found her for that bucket there. Kimbrough's pass deflected. Matarazza couldn't recover it. It's taken by Dunlap. Fast break blocked, but not cleanly. You know, honestly, that's a foul I'm kind of okay with because at least Kimbrough got enough of it that it wasn't an and one. That'll be Kimbrough's first personal foul. Third team foul for Brookline. Dunlap short on her first free throw. Very physical here in the second quarter. Brookline already on the verge of bonus free throws, and Natick not far behind as Dunlap goes 1 for 2 and now has 9 points tonight. Agakich swarmed, escapes somehow with the ball across half court, getting trapped again, but gets a pass away to Zanini, who gives to Kimbrough. Goes inside, Matarazza, quick pass, Zanini was not ready for it. Thrown up now to Dunlap, fast break layup is good. That fast break, such a weapon for Natick, and Dunlap, the perfect representation of that. She's got 11 points here in the first half. Makaluski running it up for Brookline. Pass barely gets out to Kimbrough. Kimbrough runs in, bounces it over to Matarazza, misses the close range jumper. Rebound by Penn. Penn throws backdoor, quick pass out, McMahon, layup no good. Rebound Matarazza, gives to Zanini, running with it, gives it over to Makaluski. Makaluski runs in, goes for a floater, no good. Rebound Matarazza, turnaround putback, won't go. Penn now bringing it up for Natick. Throws it over to Henderson. Back to Penn. Penn throws backdoor to Pohl. What a backdoor cut by Bridget Pohl, as she's got 9 points so far tonight. Natick leading by 7. Oh, Matarazza juggled the ball, barely saves it and gets it to Agakich. I don't know how Brookline still has the ball as Agakich throws it across half court to Zanini, gives to Matarazza, fakes, tries the jumper, no good, rebound Penn. Now walking it up is Pohl, throws inside McMahon, kick out Pohl, tries for three, off the mark. Rebound Makaluski, ball's knocked loose. McMahon recovers and draws a foul on Zanini. Good efforts by Dunlap and Henderson. I think it was Dunlap who ripped it away from Makaluski. As now Izzy Wood and Viviana McDonald check in for Brookline, replacing Zanini and Matarazza. Quick inbound, Dunlap's shot will go. 13 points now for Kayla Dunlap. She's already surpassed her total from the entirety of their last game against Brookline. Agakich sails that three-pointer, and now Pohl chucking one up, deflected by Makaluski, who reached up and stretched for that one. Wood recovered the steal, gives to Agakich, runs in, layup won't go. Rebound tips out to Wood, gives out to Kimbrough on the perimeter as Brookline resets. 2 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Kimbrough weaving through, throws to the corner, Agakich running baseline, going inside, layup won't go. Rebound by Penn. Brookline's shot just going cold here late in the second. And along two, no good from Dunlap. Rebound Kimbrough. Henderson gets her hands on it and forces the jump ball. Possession arrow to Natick. This is kind of a problem that Brookline has had. They'll just reach some cold spells sometimes where the shots aren't falling. Stolen by Agakich on the inbound. Agakich running with it. Hits a wall, spins, layup won't go. Another tough miss for Brookline as Henderson throws, misses McMahon out of bounds. It's a 7-0 run for the Redhawks that has them with a 9-point lead here with a minute and a half to go in the second quarter. McDonald chucks it across to Makaluski, who brings it across half court, runs with it, lost it off the back of her leg there, and it's picked up by Penn. Penn lost it, but it's recovered by McMahon, throws to the corner. Pohl tries for three, no good. Rebound Dunlap, kicks it out. Henderson tries for three, no good. Rebound Makaluski. Both teams going cold on the scoreboard here as Makaluski lost her footing, but draws a foul and will go to the line as that will be bonus free throws. Makaluski off on her first free throw. And she goes 1 for 2 at the line. Now Penn walking it up, 1 minute to go before halftime. Gives it to Pohl. Pohl goes inside to McMahon. Backdoor Henderson layup is good. Kira Henderson, who did not score against Brookline last time, now has her first points of the night. As Kimbrough running in, weaving around, hits the layup. Nice drive by the speedy Jada Kimbrough. She's got 4 points tonight. Natick quickly trying to work it the other way, but they lost control of the ball, and it's picked up by Makaluski. 30 seconds left in the quarter. Makaluski steps in, juggles the ball again. It's picked up by Pohl, thrown up for Dunlap. Dunlap hits the fast break layup again. 15 points in the first half for Kayla Dunlap as Kimbrough trying to run it the other way. Running in, pass out Wood, gives out Makaluski, drives, lost the ball, and it's picked up by Henderson. Running the fast break, blocked by Makaluski, but they call the foul. Brookline has just had real trouble holding on to the ball. In this one, you can see, I don't know if it's jitters or if the pressure of the Natick defense is causing Brookline to get rushed, but there's a couple times where they're just not even losing it to a steal. They're just juggling their own dribble. Kira Henderson hits the first of 2. That was Makaluski's second personal foul. Henderson off on the second rebound. Makaluski throws to Agakich, and that will end the half. At halftime, the score, the Natick High Redhawks 34, the Brookline High Warriors 23. As Brookline had a pretty solid start to that second quarter, but in the back half of that second frame, got outscored 12-3 as Natick takes an 11-point lead into the break. Individual point totals so far for Brookline: Olivia Matarazzo with 8 points, Izzy Wood and Nefeli Agakich with 5 each, Jada Kimbrough with 4, and Skylar Makaluski with 1. For Natick, Kayla Dunlap with 15 points to lead all scorers, Bridget Pohl with 9, Katie McMahon with 5, Kira Henderson with 3, and Olivia Penn with 2. During this halftime break, I remind you this broadcast is brought to you in part by Esch Dental in Coolidge Corner. Esch Dental's vision is to make your dental appointment an experience to look forward to. Boutique means on-time appointments. Boutique means high tech. Boutique means integrity. Go online to eschdental.com or call 617-566-0103 to find out how you can experience Esch Dental. Once again, that's EASHDENTAL.com or call 617-566-0103. You can find all that information in the description section of the video down below, where you can also find a link to the official Venmo account of the Triple Threat Booster Club, the official booster club of Brookline High Girls Basketball. And you can also find a link and phone number for our local charity spotlight, the Brookline Community Foundation. For over 100 years, the Brookline Community Foundation has been a trusted partner, supporting Brookline by investing in organizations and initiatives that help create opportunity and promote equity for everyone who lives, learns, works, and plays in our community. Among the foundation's many grant programs is the BCF Scholarship Fund for Brookline High School, which provides graduating BHS students with scholarships to help fund post-secondary education. To date, through the first 10 years of this scholarship fund, they've raised about $1.5 million to benefit graduating Brookline youth. And your help is crucial to supporting them as they embark on the next steps in their educational journeys. Visit brooklinecommunity.org or call 617-566-4442 to learn more about the BCF Scholarship Fund for Brookline High School and how you can make a difference right here in Brookline. Once again, brooklinecommunity.org or call 617-566-4442. And once again, you can find all those links and phone numbers in the description section of this video down below. And if you know of any local businesses or charities that you think could benefit from the extra visibility on these live streams, I encourage you to get them in touch with me. But for now, it is halftime. Natick 34, Brookline 23. I'm going to take a break and mute the mic, but I'll be back with the second half. Stay tuned. Hello again, back on the mic. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan, coming to you live from Natick High School in Natick, Massachusetts. Here to bring you the second half of tonight's high school varsity girls basketball contest between the Brookline High Warriors and the Natick High Redhawks. Brookline trailing 34-23 coming out of the break as they get the first possession. Jada Kimbrough lost the ball, and it's a jump ball that's immediately going to go to Natick. And again, Brookline's just had real trouble with their ball handling throughout this game. As you can see, Kimbrough a little indecisive on whether to hand that ball off to her teammate or try and dribble through a hole there, and ended up losing control of the ball. Olivia Penn throws it up to Sammy Collins as Natick takes over. Collins gives to Kayla Dunlap, who throws it out to Kira Henderson. Henderson looking around, starts to drive, pass blocked by Nefeli Agakich, who throws it off Henderson to take possession. Good hustle by Agakich on the steal as she inbounds now to Kimbrough. Kimbrough gets around a defender, now kicks out to Izzy Wood. Dribbling through, almost lost the ball, getting swarmed by defenders, gets a pass away. Olivia Matarazza deflects it out, and now they work it to the corner, where Nefeli Agakich gets fouled on the three-point attempt and will go to the line for 3 free throws. That foul called against number 15, Bridget Pohl, her first personal, first team foul, as Agakich hits the first of 3. She now has 6 points. Off on the second. And she goes 2 for 3 and now has 7. Henderson bringing it up for the Redhawks. Starts to drive, backdoor pass, disrupted by Jada Kimbrough. Gets it to Matarazza, who gives to Agakich, who runs up with it. Pass to the corner to Kimbrough, and Kimbrough travels. Yeah, it's tough. You can't throw the ball down with both of your hands, even when you're just starting the dribble. They're going to call that a travel every time. Henderson brings it across half court, gives to Pohl, cross to Collins. Collins throws out to Penn. Penn throws to Collins. Collins turns around, tries for the mid-range, no good. Rebound Agakich. Agakich running in transition, drives in, shot won't go, no foul either. As a jump ball is going to go to Brookline now, as both Matarazza and Collins got their hands on it. Now Skylar Makaluski looking for the inbound, chucks it up to Kimbrough. Kimbrough over to Wood. Wood looking around, chucks it across to Agakich. Agakich runs baseline, tries the layup, blocked from behind by Sammy Collins. Fast break for Natick, and who else? Kayla Dunlap, another transition bucket for the Natick freshman, who's got 17 points tonight. Makaluski lost the ball through traffic, falls on it, and that's going to be another jump ball, possession arrow to Natick. And again, the ball handling woes continue for the Warriors. Now Pohl running up with it. Off a screen, tries a long 2, no good. Rebound by Kimbrough. Kimbrough looking. Pass deflected, but gets to Makaluski. Makaluski getting trapped. Barely escapes, gets the ball to Wood. Wood chucks it over to Kimbrough. To the corner, Agakich. Inside Matarazza. Back and down, swarmed, and a foul is called. They called the foul on Sammy Collins. That's her third personal. And so she's going to check out in favor of Katie McMahon. Aga Kitch floats an inbound, and it's intercepted, recovered by Henderson. Throws up to Penn. Penn dribbling through, backdoor pass, Dunlap. Under the hoop, hands off to McMahon, throws up the layup and missed it. Put back, does go. Wild angles on both of those layup attempts, but the second one goes for Katie McMahon. Izzy Wood, cross half court, tries a mid-range jumper, might have been blocked, and the ball is ultimately recovered by McMahon. Penn now throws it up to Henderson, inside McMahon, mid-range jumper, no good. Rebound tips right to Pohl, and Pohl hits the putback shot. The second Natick player to reach double figures. She's got 11, as Natick now leads Brookline by 15 midway through the third quarter. Aga Kitch chucks it up to Makaluski, throws it across to Kimbrough, goes for the layup, no good. Rebound by Penn. Penn taking it the other way, floats a pass inside. Dunlap hits the layup. And a timeout is going to be called by Brookline. What a dominant performance from Kayla Dunlap, and really just positioning herself under the rim or just taking off in space in transition again and again and again. Pretty much all of her points have come from right underneath the hoop. You know, I think she's got one free throw, which is why she has an odd number of points, but really it's just all been layups for Kayla Dunlap, as she's got a game-high 19 points here midway through the third quarter. For the rest of Natick, Bridget Pohl with 11, Katie McMahon with 7, Kira Henderson with 3, and Olivia Penn with 2. For Brookline, Matarazzo with 8, Aga Kitch with 7, Wood with 5, Kimbrough with 4, and Makaluski with 1. Out of the timeout, Izzy Wood walking the ball up for the Warriors. Gives pass to Aga Kitch. Back to Wood. Wood looking. Pass to Zanini. Now over to Aga Kitch. Aga Kitch dribbling through. Out to Wood. Across to Olivia Zanini. Inside Ivy Wheeler. Lost her footing. Pass out Matarazzo. Mid-range. No good. Rebound by Henderson. Henderson throws it up to Dunlap, who tries for 3, no good. Rebound by McMahon. Throws to a cutting Dunlap, but it goes through her hands and out of bounds. It's interesting. I don't think Natick has hit any three-pointers so far today, but still their scoring has been great, as Henderson forces the jump ball on Aga Kitch there. You know, she was trying to do kind of a delay move to try and draw the defense somewhere, but Henderson just attacking the ball and being proactive, and Natick's been so good about that all night long. Inbound to Matarazzo, throws it up to Kyrie Simmons, who's in the game for the first time tonight. Simmons throws to the corner, a 3-ball attempted, no good from Zanini. Rebound by Penn. Penn runs it across half court. Pass goes across to Denai Williams, who's checked in. Tries a long 2, no good. Rebound McMahon, put back, no good, and also she traveled. Simmons inbounds to Wheeler, throws it up the line to Zanini. Zanini's pass intercepted by Williams. Williams throws inside Dunlap, hits a floater, and she's now past 20 points for the night. She's got 21. And another interception by Natick, this time by Henderson. Throws it up to Williams. Williams drives in. Shot no good, but it was blocked by Wheeler. So it'll stay with Natick. Number 14, Jaden Williams checking in for Brookline, replacing Olivia Zanini. As this game is officially turned into a blowout, Natick leading by 19 with less than 3 minutes to go in the third. Pole inbounds, pass gets away from Williams, chased down by Jaden Williams. Jaden Williams runs in, throws out. Agakich for three, no good. Neither team has been shooting well from three tonight, as Denai Williams runs up with it, weaves through, goes up for the layup, no good. Rebound ultimately taken by Mataraza. Gives to Agakich, who brings it up. Gives to Mataraza, now to Wheeler. To the corner, Williams. Williams throws inside Mataraza, looking. Tries a shot, no good. Agakich gets her hands on the ball to force the jump ball. Possession arrow to Natick with 2:08 on the clock here in the third. Now walking it up is number 2, Christina Lopez, who's in the game for the first time. Lopez, pass to McMahon, kicks it out, Pole. Pole from the corner. Looking around, up top, Williams, inside McMahon. McMahon throws out to the corner, Lopez for three, no good. Offensive rebound by Dunlap, given to McMahon, out to Pole. Pole off on the three ball, another offensive rebound, but they lost it. Picked up by Mataraza. Agakich in transition, goes up for the layup, no good. Natick rebounds, throws pass up to a wide open Denai Williams, who hits the layup. Simmons inbounds to Wheeler. Wheeler throws up to Jaden Williams. Williams gives to Simmons. Cross to Wheeler. Wheeler fighting through, shot won't go. Rebound, Mataraza, putback will go. Olivia Mataraza, the first Brookline player to reach double figures. She's got 10 tonight, as that's going to be a foul on Simmons, covering Williams a little too tight that time. Penn inbounds, knocked back, out of bounds by, I think, Mataraza. Penn inbounds, Dunlap shot good. 23 points now for Kayla Dunlap, as Natick leads by 21. Agakich throws to Simmons, back to Agakich. Runs through, floater won't go. Rebound tipped back out. Three ball from Ivy Wheeler is good. First points of the night for Ivy Wheeler. She's got 3. Last seconds of the third quarter as Penn gives to Lopez, who tries for 3. Short, rebound Wheeler, running up with it. Still running, tries the floater and draws the foul. With 0.7 seconds left in the third quarter, Wheeler able to draw a foul, and she'll go to the line for 2. And Wheeler airballs the first. And she goes 1 for 2 and has now matched her point total from the last time against Natick, as that is going to end the third quarter. At the end of 3, the score, the Natick Redhawks 48, Brookline Warriors 31, as my scoreboard cam went on the snafu once again. Sorry about that. I wasn't able to fully finish the software update, which is probably why it's being a little screwy tonight. But it is 48-31. During this break between the third and fourth quarter, I remind you this broadcast is brought to you in part by Esch Dental. Does anxiety keep you from seeking the dental care you need? You are not alone. Esch Dental gets it. They get you. Esch Dental in Coolidge Corner offers many options for management of dental anxiety. Go online to eschdental.com or call 617-566-0103 to book your consultation. Once again, easchdental.com or call 617-566-0103. All that information in the description section down below. We start the fourth quarter, and being brutally honest, a win is pretty much out of range for Brookline at this point. But that doesn't mean the rest of this game isn't important, as Brookline loses it there, taken away by Penn. Because one thing that's important to note is that the power rankings, which determine your playoff seeding, are determined in part by strength of schedule and in part by average margin of victory, as this one's thrown up to Jaden Williams, who turns around, shot is blocked by Bridget Pohl. The ball recovered by Olivia Matarazza, and they call an offensive foul on Matarazza for leaning her shoulder into a collision with a defender. That was just a little too far away for that to be a defensive foul. But the point being, it still benefits Brookline to try and keep this score as close as they can before it's over, because that would help their average point margin for the season, which could potentially help their power ranking. The reach-in foul was called on Kyrie Simmons there, as she's going to check out along with Jaden Williams, with Jada Kimbrough and Izzy Wood coming back into the game. Penn inbounds misses Henderson, and it's recovered by Wood. Wood gets a pass barely away to Aga Kitch, throws it over to Wheeler. Wheeler, pass out to Aga Kitch. Cross to Wood, tries for 3, off the mark. Matarazza saves it inbounds, gets it to Wheeler. Wheeler kicks it out to Aga Kitch. Off a screen, Aga Kitch tries the running floater, no good. Rebound Matarazza, she gets stuffed on the putback. Aga Kitch misses the putback, and the rebound by Penn. Aga Kitch hustling after it and forces the jump ball. Pohl, inbound intercepted, Kimbrough, floater won't go. And it's another jump ball, as this time it'll be possession out of Brookline. A lot of jump balls today. A lot of jump balls. Both these teams giving a lot of fight for the loose balls today, but Natick very clearly winning that fight, as Aga Kitch gets the inbound to Matarazza, thrown up top, deflected by Penn, but chased down by Wood. Wood steps in, throws inside Matarazza, swarmed by defenders, and it's knocked loose by Dunlap and recovered by Henderson. Henderson gives to Penn. Penn around the top, steps in, long 2, no good, airballs it out of bounds. Aga Kitch, inbound goes to Wheeler, lost the ball, picked up by Dunlap, throws up to Pohl, and Bridget Pohl now has 13 points off of that layup. Aga Kitch trying to fight her way through, and another jump ball called. I'll tell you what, the officials today, for the most part, they've been letting the teams play in terms of physicality, calling a lot more jump balls and a lot less reach fouls. As that layup was hit again by Pohl, and now Kimbrough can't hit the layup despite pulling ahead of the defense for it. That ball lost out of bounds. 15 points now for Bridget Pohl off that layup. And now after Natick loses it out of bounds, Wood inbounds to Agakich. Agakich over to Wood. Back to Agakich. Agakich steps back, tries for three, won't go. Rebound picked off the floor by Penn, gives to Dunlap. Now up to Pohl. Pohl tries for three, no good. Rebound recovered by Kimbrough, and the reach foul is called. Both teams' defenses have been aggressive to the ball so far. It's just, again, it's worked out much better for Natick. Kimbrough brings it up, hands off to Wheeler, and hands off to Wood, runs in, and a foul is called on Natick. And a timeout is called by Natick. Kind of rare you see a timeout called by a team with a 21-point lead. But, you know, those two fouls back-to-back, head coach Oryx Cohen might be wanting to make that a teachable moment for his players, or maybe he's planning a massive amount of substitutions. 5 minutes and 20 seconds to go here in the fourth. Natick with a commanding 52-31 lead. It really is, I mean, it really shows how strong Natick truly is, that they already had the biggest margin of victory that any team has had against Brookline so far. And if the game were to end right now, this would be the third biggest margin of victory that anyone has had against Brookline. Natick has just been a brutal opponent for the Warriors this season. Wheeler hands off to Kimbrough, drives in, almost lost the ball but recovers, gives out to Agakich. Agakich driving, forced the shot, won't go, but draws the foul. And I think they said not a shooting foul on that one. I think they called it a reach. Agakich inbounds Kimbrough. Looking around, out to Williams. Williams gives to Agakich. Agakich dribbling around, knocked loose by Pohl, out of bounds. Agakich inbound. Wood to Williams. Hands off Wood. Hands off Kimbrough. Kimbrough looking around. Gives to Wood. Less than 10 seconds on the shot clock, thrown inside Jaden Williams. Couldn't get the shot up, but I think they called a foul on Dunlap there. Already 4 fouls against Natick here in the fourth quarter. Brookline will be shooting bonus free throws on any more fouls the rest of the way. Kimbrough pass taken away by Penn. Penn brings it across half court, floats a pass over to Collins. Back to Penn, to the corner, Dunlap for three, sails it long, to the floor for the rebound. Kimbrough gets it and gets it away to Agakich. Agakich driving in, running floater, won't go, but draws the foul. We got a note in the live chat from Elliot Schickler of Patch.com letting us know the results of the boys basketball game being played in Brookline today, as Agakich is off on the first free throw. According to Elliot, the Brookline boys defeated Natick with Alan Shee leading the way with a double-double. And this one rebounded by Sammy Collins, given to Olivia Penn as Agakich went 0 for 2 at the free throw line there. Penn driving in, floats a pass, backdoor to Pole. And how lethal have those backdoor cuts been for Natick, as Bridget Pole now with 17 points tonight. Jada Kimbrough tries to answer with a 3, no good. Rebound lost, picked up by Pole. Pole starts to drive, kicks out. Katie McMahon, baseline jumper, no good. Loose ball tipped back to Pole. Pole throws inside, deflected by Julia Denker and recovered by Nefeli Agakich. Agakich drives, lost the ball, reach foul called, and Agakich will go to the free throw line. That's 4 fouls on Kayla Dunlap. As I think she just checked out, and I think they're going to have a bunch more subs checking in for the Red Hawks, as Agakich missed the first free throw. And 4 subs coming in for Natick: Christina Lopez, Denai Williams, as well as number 3 Lily Downing and number 11 Megan Pole. Agakich 1 for 2 at the line. She's got 8 tonight. Denai Williams throws inside McMahon, throws it out. 3-point attempt is good from Christina Lopez. Her first points, and the Natick crowd loves seeing some of the backups getting on the scoreboard. Kimbrough running around, kicks out to Williams. Williams runs in, shot won't go, but she'll go to the line. Williams off on the first. Substitution for Brookline, number 15, Amelie Hauner into the game, replacing Nefeli Agakich. And Williams goes 1 for 2 at the line. Bringing it up now is Downing. Downing throws it to the corner. Lopez tries for 3 again, no good. Rebound McMahon, putback won't go. Knocked loose, and a foul is called on Hauner. And that's, did they call that a shooting foul? McMahon off on the first free throw. I thought she got fouled going for the rebound, but she got fouled on the shot, so she'll have another free throw. Now number 11, Kyrie Simmons, replaces Izzy Wood for Brookline, as McMahon misses both free throws. Rebound by Jada Kimbrough, and now Kimbrough is going to go to the line. And with these bonus free throws, these last couple of minutes might last a little while, folks. Kimbrough hits the first of 2. And Kimbrough goes 1 for 2 at the line. She's got 5 points tonight. Downing throws it across to McMahon. McMahon runs in. Shot won't go, but draws another foul. We're going to be doing free throws up and down the court every possession at this rate. McMahon hits the first of 2 free throws. And she goes 2 for 2. 9 points now for McMahon. Kimbrough brings it up for Brookline. Swings it over to Williams. Pass gets away to Simmons. Simmons gives it out to Hauner. Hauner runs in, running jumper, no good. And it's gonna bounce out of bounds. Natick ball. Inbound Downing. Downing running with it. Pass across, Megan Pohl tries for 3, no good. Rebound McMahon. Ball's knocked loose by Kimbrough, and it bounces out of bounds off McMahon's foot. It'll be Brookline ball. 1:46 left to go in this one. 59-34 the score. These teams have combined for exactly 1 more point than they had in the last game they faced each other. Hauner going to try for 3 and sails it wide, out of bounds. Downing bringing it up. Runs in, picked loose by Kimbrough, but recovered by McMahon. Megan Pohl tries again for 3, no good. Rebound Lopez, knocked loose by Simmons, but Lopez recovers, gets it to Williams. Williams off on the 3 ball. Rebound tipped over to Downing, now thrown to the corner. Megan Pohl inside McMahon. McMahon out to Downing, and Downing travels. Kimbrough bringing it up, starts to drive, shot did not go, whether it counted or not. Kimbrough will be going to the line for 2 off those bonus free throws. Kimbrough hits the first of 2. And hits them both. 7 points tonight for Kimbrough. Deny Williams off a screen. Pass inside McMahon. Lost the ball. Taken away by Jaden Williams. Williams. Pass up to Simmons. Back out to Williams. Williams into the corner. Gives to Simmons. Simmons pass blocked. Out of bounds by Downing. It'll stay Brookline ball. 37 seconds left to play as Simmons inbounds to Kimbrough. Running through. Floater banks in somehow. As Kimbrough reaches 9 points. Lopez throws to the corner. Megan Pohl off on the 3 ball. Rebound McMahon. Out to Downing, over to Williams. And I think at this point, Natick might just hold it and let the last 10 seconds tick away. Well, it was close in the first quarter, but Natick asserted their dominance from the second quarter onwards. And the final score here in Natick, the Natick High Redhawks 59, the Brookline High Warriors 38. A small improvement for Brookline. Their defense gives up the exact same number of points that they gave up to Natick last time, but their offense scores just a little bit more. Brookline falls to 5-8 on the season, while Natick improves to 11-3. Individual point totals for Brookline: Olivia Matarazza had 10 points. Jada Kimbrough with 9, Nefeli Agakich with 8, Izzy Wood with 5, Ivy Wheeler with 4, Skylar Makaluski and Jaden Williams with 1 point each. For Natick, Kayla Dunlap leading the way with 23 points to lead all scorers. Bridget Pohl with 17. Katie McMahon with 9. 3 points each from Christina Lopez and Kira Henderson, and 2 points each from Denai Williams and Olivia Penn. Well, that's going to do it for this one. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. Remember, if you enjoyed tonight's broadcast, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. And thank you once again to Esch Dental in Coolidge Corner for sponsoring this broadcast. Book your next dental appointment with local dentist and BHS Sports parent Dr. Brandon Esch for the non-corporate personalized dentistry our community deserves. Call 617-566-0103 or go online to eschdental.com to find out more and book your appointment. Once again, 617-566-0103 or go online to easchdental.com. You can find that information in the description section down below, as well as the link to the official Venmo account of the Triple Threat Booster Club, the official booster club of Brookline High Girls Basketball, as well as a link and phone number for our local charity spotlight, the Brookline Community Foundation. And you can also find some links related to me, which you can also see in the bottom right corner of your screen. My personal website, jessesports.com, where you can find out more about me, the freelance sports broadcasting services that I provide to various teams, and how you can commission those services for your favorite team. Or if you want to skip past all that, you can email me directly with any questions, requests, or comments you may have. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Facebook, where I post highlights from previous live streams. But for this live stream, that's going to do it. Final score, Natick 59, Brookline 38. From Natick High School in Natick, Massachusetts, I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. Thank you all for watching, and have a good night.